Hey, hello everybody. Yo, let me fix this. I got this still set up to do draw streams. There we go. Ooh. Welcome to Comic Book Radio, demonetized for a third time. Oh boy, what a clown show. So we are demonetized on YouTube again for a third time. 3 times in 2 years. I still don't know on all 3 times what I specifically have done. I know a little bit more today though, because I appealed, and I'll be talking about that. But I still don't know much of anything. I just know a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Before it was like blanket generalized statements. You know, your videos don't comply with our policy or whatever. And I'm like, can you point one out please so I don't do that again? This is like when I cared about monetization. I seriously, officially don't care at this point anymore. And I'm going to get into why I don't care anymore. Even though this latest one, the last one, I lost $300 in payment because they withhold payment. Oh, and I'm Peter Cimetti, by the way. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Comic Book Radio, episode 212. The last one happened in November 2023. Lost $300 in payment. Most of what I get is super chat and membership money. When you guys gift memberships, I retain 70% of it. YouTube gets 30%. This time, YouTube is keeping $2,300. Most of that I'm okay with, because on a whim, when Roger Corman had passed, I thought, you know, let me put that Fantastic Four movie up on here for you guys, the one that was unreleased. And to my surprise, I didn't realize this. To my surprise, it was not struck. There was no restriction. There was no nothing. There was no copyright that came through. And the video took off. And days later, I check, and I'm like, holy smokes. So I looked at that, and I was like, that's probably going to get hit at some point, and I'm never gonna see any of that. But like 300 of that was super chat, membership, etc., etc. It has nothing to do with video monetization. I don't really make any money on the videos because the first little 2 minutes of each video is the clip intro that you see. Much like many channels have that are monetized, that stay monetized. Many channels have ones that are way longer, 10, 15, 20 minutes. You know, so in the past, I have been monetized. So I would get, you know, I'd do the same thing that I always do with the intro, with everything. I'd upload the same kind of stuff, the same kind of subjects, the same kind of everything. The show's been the same show for like 2 years. And they would demonetize me. And then I'd be eligible in 90 days to apply again for monetization. And then I would apply. And they tell you, okay, it's going to take a month. Within hours, I'd get monetization back again. I didn't do anything different in my channel during that 90-day period. I clean up my channel every now and then, so I'll delete certain things that are, you know, old and a bit awkward and awful videos that are just like, you know, Pete, what are you doing? Take these down. But other than that, like real clunkers. But other than that, 90% or so of the videos stay up. So this latest bout, the past 2 other times I didn't appeal, I just figured whatever. It is what it is. This time I appealed because I want to know, can they give me specifics? They don't tell you specific videos. They don't tell you anything specific. They don't tell you, at least for me, they don't tell me. I never received a strike on the channel. Never got a copyright strike, never got a community strike, never got anything like that. I would get videos demonetized, you know, like I said, when I put the intro on the show, or when I would have music, it would be demonetized, and that's fine. I was probably only going to stand to make like $0.25 to $1 on the live streams anyway, in terms of the view advertising. You know, it mattered more to me to have like the community aspect. It was fun. You guys seem to enjoy the memberships, the emojis, you know, all that kind of stuff. At this point, you know, if you want to support me, support the channel, whatever it is you want to do, and you don't have to do this, but if you are inclined to want to do this, I've got stuff linked in the description of the video, and I also at the pin to the top of the chat. The best thing you could do, get something for your money. What I mostly do is I make comics. Get a commission, get comics from other wonderful creators at Alterna. Go to alternacomics.com and pick out something. Don't just send me a super chatter or whatever. You know, even though I appreciate all that, I absolutely do. But YouTube takes 30%. Anyway, so I got a message. I got an email. Let me just share the screen. So I got this email yesterday. I didn't realize I did until today. I didn't check this email. I rarely check this email. So, and this is just kind of like a cautionary tale, I guess, too, for people out there. Because I'm going to openly admit, I'm stupid to this stuff. I just do this stuff, and it's like, oh, heck, you know, whatever, monetization. That's not really my goal with this channel. My goal is conversations and to grow subscribers so more people can see the conversations, but partake in the conversations. And, you know, that kind of a thing. My goal isn't necessarily like, I want to make a lot of money on YouTube. I want to make a lot of money doing all the other things I love to do, but YouTube is just like a facet of that, you know. So it says, hi, Comic Book Radio. Our team of policy specialists carefully looked over your channel. We found that a significant portion of your channel is not in line. That's the part that bothers me. And they do this blanket statement every time. A significant portion of my channel is not in line with the YouTube partner program policies. Can you please point out, YouTube, what the significant portion is? Just so I know not to do the thing you don't want me to do, right? As of today, your channel is not eligible to monetize. You will not have access to monetization tools and features. I noticed that they do this. They must review channels like the 27th, 28th every single month because that's when these notices have all come. 27th, 28th, around then. So they must go through something and then, you know, stop it before the payment hits. Like, oh crap, we don't want to, you know, do that. So shut it down. So it says, while your channel is demonetized, you should not create new or use existing channels to get around these restrictions. Which is like, so I have the Alterna channel. I'm going to use the Alterna channel. I used it last time. I used it the other time. I'm going to use that channel. I'm not going to go like move Comic Book Radio over to the Alterna channel, right? But I'm going to use that channel. I mean, it's there. I'm going to use it. We have an art auction this weekend. So it says, don't use it to get around the restrictions. I'm not using it to get around the restrictions. I'm just using it because that's the channel. This includes using any of your related channels to apply to YouTube Partner Program or directing viewers to your other channels that may already be monetizing. Doing so could lead to termination of all your channels. Now, again, this is the same message they send every time. This is the third time I've got this. So it says, you know, go to the page to read more. There's YouTube Studio. So it says, if you believe your channel was incorrectly suspended, you have the option to appeal within 21 days of suspension. So I did everything they told me to do. I sent a video. I sent a video today that's less than 5 minutes. I detail, you know, who I am, what they are accusing me of, essentially, and defending myself and explaining, etc., and why I don't think that this is warranted. But in the video, I also mentioned, you know, look, if you guys can actually point out specific things to me, that'll be really helpful. I think you should do that when you do these things to creators, because this way they can know not to make the same mistake again. You know, look, this video specifically violated the terms, so therefore don't do a video like that again, right? Because if it's, let's say it's reused content or copyright or a community thing or content, like, you know, whatever it may be, something you talked about, whatever that is, something got flagged. So I should be able to know what that is. Because they should know what that is. Otherwise, why are things getting flagged if no one knows what they are? And I told them too in the video, I was like, you guys should really consider striking the channel before you just shut the channel's monetization down. So, like, let's say if a video got brought up, and I see all you guys in the chat, I'm gonna get to all you guys and say hello and all that good stuff. I just wanted to dive into all this tonight because I know there's gonna be a lot of questions. So let's say I put up a video that violates whatever. So then that video should get struck, demonetized, etc., and I should be given essentially a warning for it. Look, if you get 3 of these, your channel is getting demonetized. Your channel, which means you can't get memberships, you can't do whatever. So that means that when they strike down your channel for monetization, what they're really saying, not just indirectly but directly even, they're saying that this content is not fit for advertisers. So usually that means that you're risque, you're controversial, hateful, etc., whatever. So if your videos can't be monetized with advertisement, that still doesn't make any sense why you can't have memberships or super chat or whatever the heck else. But so I was more suggesting, look, you know, you guys should really have at least some kind of warning system that a creator, because I've never gotten a strike for anything. I've never gotten anything. If anything, I'll get emails that say that your channel is not affected by this. So I've gotten all kinds of emails that are like that, because every single video that goes up, that there's a copyright hit because of the music or the clips or whatever it may be, you get that email. But it tells you, oh, this isn't, you know, anything, the copyright holder is going to allow this, you know, and they're going to get whatever revenue that would have been associated with the video. And the video still stays up, and you don't get any revenue from it. But there's no effect on your channel, there's no strike, there's just a heads up. But on stuff like this, it's literally like overnight out of nowhere. Everything's fine, then everything's not fine, and you don't know what you did. You don't know what video you put up. You don't know exactly what has offended their terms. So I appealed. I explained all that. It says that I could apply in 90 days, you know. They also say not to delete anything or change anything or whatever. Now, I saw that after the fact, because I was already in the process of cleaning up my channel. That's how I saw all this stuff to begin with. Usually by the end of every single month, I kind of clean up a video here and there, and I'm like, I'll take that one out. I'll take that one out. So I was cleaning up the channel, already deleted a bunch of videos, already changed stuff, and I was like, okay, well, I got the notification. I went through, I saw if there was anything, because some of the stuff was partially blocked that had music, because some of the music was getting blocked in Russia. That was like the only country that it was blocked in. Like, you couldn't have that video play in that country for whatever reason. So I was like, oh, I'll delete that, whatever. You know. I go in there, I send the appeal. They said, okay, well, you shouldn't have done that. You shouldn't have deleted anything. Even though they encourage you to delete. They encourage you actually to delete. And I'll show you what I mean by that. Not in the appeal process, but they encourage you right afterwards. So I got the update. Here it is. So I got the update. And it says, thanks for contacting us about, and this is an email so you guys could see. It was sent 8:34, an hour ago. Again, they told me they were going to take 2 weeks. They sent it an hour ago. It took maybe like 3 hours. I said, thanks for contacting us about your recent suspension from YouTube partner program. Our team carefully reviewed your appeal and your channel, but we're not able to reaccept you into the YouTube partner program at this time. You can find specific feedback from our reviewers in your YouTube studio. So I was excited because I was like, okay, they're going to give me specific feedback, and I'll share that screen with you guys in a second. It's not really specific. This is what you could do next. You can still reapply for the YouTube Partner Program 90 days after you received your channel's initial suspension. 90 days, of course, because that's when all the payment processing would be beyond recuperation, you may want to make some changes to your channel before you apply again. Oh, so now it's okay. Now I can make changes. Now I should make changes. Now I should delete things. If you delete things immediately to fix whatever you think might be the problem, that's bad. But afterwards, you should delete it and then wait 3 months. While we can't promise you that you'll be accepted into the YouTube Partner Program, these steps may help to improve your eligibility. Take a look at the policies, review videos with policies in mind, edit or delete any videos. Explicitly tell you to edit or delete any videos that violate their policies. And their policies are very vague, and their policies are very general, and I know a lot of channels that don't really follow their policies, but they're monetized. So it's kind of interesting. And then 4, reapply for YouTube Partner Program on your account monetization page 90 days after your channel was suspended. So I've done that before, and I got accepted immediately. Didn't change how I do anything on the channel, didn't change the content on the channel, had no idea what the heck I needed to change on the channel. Just went ahead and waited out the 90 days and then reapplied and then got immediately accepted. Which is strange. Because if I didn't change anything, why am I being accepted for monetization when I've done nothing to change what got me demonetized in the first place? That makes no sense. That makes no sense. So I did all that, and I looked at it and I was like, okay, fine, I'll go to the YouTube studio for a specific reason. Hoping to find a specific reason. Alright, so I'm going to show you guys a little bit of behind the scenes on my page. Also, the funny part, right? The demonetization appeal video that I sent them, because you got to make a video and it's got to be unlisted, then you got to send them the URL. It doesn't have indication that it was viewed. It still just has the 2 views. I viewed it once to make sure that everything was fine. And then I viewed it a second time when I went to go copy and paste the URL. It still just has the 2 views. It doesn't even show that there was a 3rd view, which I imagine would have been there if they did in fact look. If they did in fact look at the video. Anyway, you can see it here. Is demonetization appeal, it's unlisted. Alright, so you can see these videos here, there's no restrictions. There's no restrictions on them. And I only have like 3 or 4 videos that I would say are completely, maybe not my own, right? Everything else is my own. Hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds. Now remember, they had told me that, see, you could see all this stuff here. There's copyright because of the intro. But they're still worldwide publicly available. And it's like that for everything. So it's weird because of the fact that they're telling me that the channel, like what I said in the email that they had sent, a significant portion of my channel is going against their policy. Significant portion? Okay. A significant portion. like no, that's a bit of a stretch. I know it's a blanket statement and a general email. So I'm going to go here to what they had sent me. And I'm going to get to do a lot of fun things now that I don't give a flying F about. I'm still not going to, that's not me. I'm not going to be running around cursing like crazy and, it's still going to be the same thing. But I'm going to be having like a Saturday morning cartoon block. I could care less about copyright stuff at this point. If the copyright holder is going to get all the revenue for the ads, go for it. That's fine with me. I could care less. Or couldn't care less, I should say. So I'm going to be doing some fun things as long as I can in the bounds of the copyright holder, because there's always these agreements and stuff, and sometimes videos you can't put up, sometimes you can. Before, I was being more respectful of it. So it says your channel remains ineligible for monetization. This is after the appeal. It says our reviewers found that your appeal wasn't successful, and now I'm getting more information, so it's kind of good. I'm getting a little more information about what I maybe did wrong. What should you do next? It says review the appeal feedback. Reviewers provided this feedback about your appeal. So the first one says appeal didn't contain enough visual examples of your filming, editing, or creative process. So they want a video that's less than 5 minutes. They want me to address the situation. They want me to establish who I am, what I do, what my videos are about, what I use to film the videos, any kind of, I let them know I use StreamYard, what kind of people are in my videos, etc., etc. And then they also wanted me, I showed my channel, I showed a bunch of videos, I showed all that, but then they also want me to give visual examples of my filming, editing, and creative process, and keep the video less than 5 minutes. And it's also like, can you guys just click on a friggin' video? Can you guys click on a video? Can you even let me know which videos are not working in terms of the policies and are violating your policies? Because if I did something wrong, mea culpa, I will take the punishment. That's fine. But I want to learn from it. I don't care that I got demonetized. Even the other 2 times, it was like, oh boy, I got demonetized. But it was more frustrating because it's so vague in general that I have no idea how to avoid doing that. I obviously have no idea how to avoid doing that. Whether I'm just dumb, which could very well be, or whether I am just inadvertently breaking their rules and it doesn't matter. Copyright stuff doesn't matter. Getting infractions doesn't really matter. Certain things you talk about don't really matter. It just all of a sudden, like magically, in the YouTube demonetization lottery, you get picked that month and your channel gets hit. Because that's kind of what it feels like. It feels like it's just random lightning striking. And I don't know what the hell to do and how to avoid it because they never specifically let me know. So in my appeal, I didn't give enough examples of filming, editing, or the creative process. So they want me to it's one of those weird on the job videos where I'm like, as I'm like on the computer or something. I don't, seriously? Channel was modified since suspension. Yes, that's true. Okay, that's true. And like I said, I mistakenly went and took down some things and cleaned up a bit, thinking like, okay, I'll do my best to guess what it is that's offensive to them and get rid of that. And then it was like, oh, okay, I guess I shouldn't have done that. But still, the first one about providing visual examples of filming, editing, and what I do to come up with videos. Am I supposed to film myself thinking? Am I supposed to like show the? I run an unscripted interview channel. That's like 90 to 95% of the videos on here. I don't have a script. In case anyone hasn't noticed. I can't show them, here's my script for things. Here's my production crew. Here's my big giant computer lab where I'm doing stuff. Seriously? Okay. And then it says review the initial feedback. So then it gives me a little bit more. It says reused content. Right? Okay, that's fine if they want to get me for that. But they give me no actual specific video still. So I don't know. Is it a couple of the other videos? Is it the clips and the intros in the video? The other videos aren't coming up with any strikes on them. They didn't get taken down. And then also go ahead, demonetize those videos then. Why is the whole channel getting demonetized? As if like the entire channel, the vast majority of the videos are breaking their rules. So because like I still didn't get any kind of specific thing, I'm not applying again for monetization come August. What for? To put you guys through that? I mean, there's people during the course of May. I hope you guys all get a refund because that part's going to really piss me off. If you guys, please let me know. If you guys get a refund, let me know, please. Because you should. If you sent me a super chat, if you bought a membership, if you gifted memberships, you should be getting a refund if you did that during the month of May because I'm not seeing any of that money. That's gone. Like YouTube is not sending that out. They didn't send it out the past 2 other times when they shut the channel down. They're not going to send it out this time. That's it. So, you know, I already was like, that's crazy if I do get any of the money from those videos that I didn't intentionally upload to make any money from. But like the 300 or so that was membership, super chat, etc., that part makes no sense. So I hope that people get refunded. So let me know, guys. Let me know. But, you know, because I'm allowed to gift memberships, 10 a month, and I don't pay anything for that. You know, you guys don't pay anything for that. But there's other people who will purchase, you know, 10 or 20 memberships, and they're paying like $20 because it's like 99 cents a membership. So the intent of you guys doing that is not to just give a big donation to YouTube. Obviously, you're giving a tip to me, to the channel, to what I'm doing, to the video, whatever it may be. And when you're gifting memberships, you're building the community aspect of the channel, which I appreciate. But I hope you're getting a refund for that. So the entire month of May, whatever I had earned is not coming to me. And that's it. And whatever I would have earned in June, whatever I would have earned in July, whatever I would have earned in August, that's not coming to me either. So, you know, it is what it is. But I'm not reapplying. I'm not reapplying for monetization at this point. At this point, I'm looking over even at the Alterna channel and wondering if I should just shut down monetization for that. It's I don't understand why they can't. Obviously, a video or videos came up that were flagged in their system. Just send me the link to those. Say that these videos are the ones that violate our terms, our policies. You know, you're still going to have to ride out that 90-day suspension. But delete those. Instead, you got to go and do a guessing game and go, well, I guess maybe that video is bad. Because if I went by what they're telling me to do, I would have to delete every single live stream video because I'd be thinking like, well, they said reused content. And they said significant portion of the channel. But then meanwhile, though, when I apply for monetization, like I've done before, like what happened in November, I had to apply for monetization in February. I didn't do anything different on the channel. Applied for monetization in February, got it within a couple hours. I had done nothing differently through the course of November to February. Everything on the channel was the same. The clips and the intro were the same. The song was the same. You guys can see the videos are still up. And yet, meanwhile, that's reused content. So is that not okay? But I should go and then delete all of that? That's not happening. Not happening. I'm not taking that wonderful intro out of the show. So I'm on Rumble now. I'm building that up. We'll see where that goes. It's a little unwieldy on Rumble, you know, but it's still relatively new. So we'll see how that goes. But for me, with this monetization YouTube stuff, I'm not going anywhere. I'm still going to be on YouTube. I'm still going to be doing the same shows. I'm still going to be doing everything that I have been doing. If anything, I'm going to be doing more in terms of some of the things that they said, you know, don't reuse content. All right. You got it. More videos. Saturday morning cartoon block. Agent Cub, I'm demonetized, so there's none of that. No super chat. If you want to send any money, go to alternacomics.com. Pick out something fun for yourself. And pay for that. So then you get rewarded. And we get rewarded. You know, if it's King Cryptid stuff, if it's Alterna merch, that goes directly to me. But I still get a portion of whatever the heck you order. If it's any other book. Pick out a book you like. Pick out something. Get a t-shirt. Get a sticker. Whatever. If you want to send a direct donation instead, I've got a bunch of those links. I think it's like PayPal, Square, and Venmo. And you can send me something if you want. But you don't have to do any of that. No one has to do any of that. You guys being here is more than enough for me. I'm happy. you know, enjoy the videos, talk among each other. We have good conversations on here. We get great guests on here. We have good conversations with them. I'm going to still do that. I'm going to still do all of that. It's going to be the same. Like I said, but I do want to do something where, because I want to put more comic book related movies on here that I can, as long as I'm within the copyright holder allows it, which a lot of them do. They get the revenue from the ad, which is good. They should. And then I'm going to put like Saturday morning cartoons and stuff, you know, have like a block, maybe like a 2-hour block, and upload like a video at like 9:30, a video at like 10 or whatever, you know, just a fun thing. And just continue to make the channel fun with that kind of stuff. Get more comic book video into the comic book radio. But we'll do interviews, we'll still do discussions, we'll still do every single thing we did on the channel, we'll still do. It's just not monetized, which is like, whatever. Because to me, again, I don't know what they want me to change specifically. And I'm not about to play a guessing game and run through my entire channel and edit every video or delete a bunch of videos or do whatever, when I know damn well I can go and apply again in August. And I will get remonetized if I do that. I absolutely, 100%. Not a doubt in my mind. But then why did I get demonetized to begin with if you guys will automatically reinstate the monetization? It doesn't make any sense. If you broke the rules and you didn't do anything to correct or change or any, how could you then get monetized? Like just cuz? That's what happened the 2 other times. So it's crazy. There's something too. There was something that it said that one of the things that you shouldn't do is you shouldn't have other people's music on the channel, even if you have their permission. That will get your channel demonetized. And then another thing it had said was that you shouldn't promote other people's products, even if you have their permission. That will also get your channel demonetized. That's with all the different things that they listed about what will get your channel demonetized. I'm struggling to understand why any channel is monetized on YouTube, because every channel I know does those things. You know, and there's like offensive language and controversial topics and whatever else. Again, every channel I know does those things every now and then. Maybe not all the time, but every now and then. And it doesn't, they're not saying like the video will get demonetized. They're saying that the channel, if channels have videos that have that, the channel will get demonetized. It makes no sense. So we'll see how it goes on Rumble. I'm looking forward to it. I think that'd be kind of cool. I'm looking forward to it. I couldn't care less at this point about remonetization for this channel. You know, I guess the next step is they'll probably, you know, shut down the channel. But I downloaded a bunch of the videos today. I spent my day doing that, downloading every video, every comic book radio interview video, just in case something happens and they shut the channel down or whatever. And then I can just re-upload them wherever else or anything I want to do. So at this point, that's the next thing, is they could, yeah, it's the alien cryptid talk. You know, I mean, I tell you. I don't know. If it is, I wish they would say it. If it was something specific like that, I wish they would say it. That's all. I don't care if I broke the rules. I don't care if I violated terms. I don't care if I have to pay the consequence for that. But I'd like to know specifically what I did. That's all. And they can't even give me a link. They can't even say this video here. They can't even go into the thing and say, okay, well, that video, we're taking it down. They do it every now and then. Like they took down my sketch stream because they said that one of the songs was on the Analyze This soundtrack. But meanwhile, and it was Louis Prima's Angelina. But meanwhile, because I had to go in there then, and I took down a bunch of the different streams that had that song too, which was unfortunate. But that stream in particular got blocked and had to be taken down off of YouTube. And maybe that was the thing that triggered it. I have no idea. But they never said. But then meanwhile, that song specifically, if you look it up with YouTube's terms, it says you can still play it on a video and the video is fine. Nothing will happen to the video. You just can't monetize the video. So the AI that's probably running amok over there, that's a little weird. But so yeah, a certain song in and of itself comes across perfectly fine, but it's randomly now saying that it's part of this soundtrack. So since it's part of this soundtrack, that stream's gonna get blocked and shut down. Strange. It's strange. I check all the songs. All the songs I've checked before I put the stream together and put them on there. I've played those songs a bunch of times. And they get demonetized. That's it. The stream gets demonetized, but it still is fine. Sunday night's sketch stream got taken down. Because of that. And because it associated the song being on that soundtrack. I don't know. It was just weird. But yeah, I mean, it's YouTube's house. It's YouTube's playground. You know, it's YouTube's world. I'm just living in it. So I don't mind if they want to put the hammer down. It is what it is. You know, I'm not going to whine about it necessarily. I know some people probably think this is me whining about it. I'm not whining about it. I am whining, though, about the fact that I'd like to know specifics. I'd like to know what video, and if they could timestamp it, that's even better. Because then I could learn from it. But since this is the third time now, I obviously have not learned. I can't learn from this. They're never going to be specific with me. It makes no point. No point for me to try to monetize again. For what? For them to then just decide all of a sudden, oh, you know what? Nah. We're taking this down. Your whole channel is demonetized. Not a video is demonetized. Not like you get a strike or you gotta, the whole channel just demonetized. And then just say crazy stuff like the whole channel is largely not compliant. Okay. Whatever. All right. So what's up, Wayne? Hope you're doing well. We got TJ Rex here. How's it going, TJ? How's it going, Michael? Thank you for being here. Hey, Zeus, what's up? Hope you're doing good. Jasper Plan 9. What's up, Jasper? Blaze is here too. What's up, Blaze? Hey, Rachel. How's it going? Stato's here too. What's up, Stato? Kevin Ryan's in the house. How's it going? We got Ross Wolf here. What's up, Ross? We also have, let's see, Agent Cub says, what cartoons? All kinds of cartoons. Mostly, I guess between like the 40s to the 90s, I guess you could say, from what I'm thinking of what I want to upload. So like Max Fleischer Superman, even stuff like Inhumanoids, Visionaries, stuff like that, Transformers. There's a couple things that'll let me upload. Obviously, I mean, at this point, I'm not getting monetized, so it's not like I'm going to get any revenue from it. But the ad revenue then goes to whoever owns the copyright. But I can still play the video, and then this way I can still have a fun Saturday morning cartoon block for you guys. If you guys want to watch something or have your kids watch something, and they'll stay up. The videos will stay up. And I kind of started it with a Max Fleischer Superman last Saturday. And I'll continue that, but I'm going to do like a 2-hour block. So I'll put like 3 or 4 videos every Saturday. And that'll start at like 8 a.m. and they'll be programmed out. Like one at 8. And let's say if it's a half-hour cartoon, one at 8:30, and then the other one will trigger off at like 9 or something. So just be something fun. What's up, Kier? Hope you're doing good, Kier. Kier says back a beach towel or t-shirt. Yeah, the alternative t-shirts and beach towels, those are June 1st is going to be the last day to get those. So make sure you get yours and you can go to alternativecomics.com/pre-order to do that, because otherwise that's it. That's it. Past the 1st, we are not making more of them. We are not taking orders for them. That's it for this year. That's it for that lineup. So if there's specific a shirt or a towel that you like, make sure you get it, because it's not being made again. Kel Razor says, do you have a Patreon page? No, I don't have a Patreon page. But again, I recommend people, like, the best thing you could do is you can go to alternativecomics.com. We got digital comics on there, 99 cents a piece. The print comics are like $1.99 or less. There's tons of merch on there. You grab a sticker, grab a pin, get a t-shirt, get whatever you'd like. If you wanted to throw $5 at me that day or something, or whatever, go to the site instead and get something for yourself too. So, you're supporting what I do without supporting YouTube, and you're also getting something for yourself. That's the best thing you could do. Other than that, if you wanted to support me direct, I do have links in the description of the show for PayPal, Square, Venmo, if you're so inclined to do that, but you don't need to do that. The other oddball thing you could do, I also have a link to my eBay store if you want to see what's from my comic collection. Largely, it's a bunch of comics on there that I'm selling. I'm always kind of selling through various pieces in my collection. Check it out. Again, all the links for that's in the description of the show. Every show, just about, has those links. Jefferson Roswell, what's up, Jefferson Roswell? Hope you're doing good. Kel Razor says, I watch a lot of YouTube shows, and I can't understand what you're doing wrong. I don't know what I'm doing wrong either. I could say, yeah, maybe this, maybe that. That kind of falls under what they're saying. But at the end of the day, it's still just a guess. I'm not aware of anything specifically. Kel Razor says, in other shows are just plain vulgar with a lot of foul language. Yeah, which is one of those things that they say that if that's on your videos, your channel gets demonetized. But there's a lot of people where that is not the case. And I don't want those people to be demonetized. I'm just saying, it's weird when they do stuff like this and there seems to be no rhyme or reason, no consistency, and no specificity, which is what you have to have with rules like this. All right, let's see here. I'm going to scroll down a bit. If you guys have any questions about this sort of stuff, if you're running a YouTube channel as well, you got questions about monetization or whatever it is, I don't know, feel free to ask me. Tomorrow we'll return to regular programming. I wanted to have like a Wizard magazine show tonight, and then this occurred, and I was like, let me just talk about that because that's what's on my mind. And thank you guys for being here for it. Much appreciated. If you want to follow me on Rumble, I'm going to be building that up. There's the link for Rumble. So, like I said, I'm going to be building that up. I'm going to be putting a bunch of comic book radio interviews on there. It takes a longer time to get stuff on Rumble. But over the course of a month or so, I'll build that channel up. I got a couple videos on there right now. I mean, let me just show you guys what the channel looks like. I just wanted to see, are they going to flag anything, right? So I put the How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way and Pride of the X-Men and also the comic book radio intro. I put that on there to see if anything got flagged, to see if it got removed or taken down or whatever, just to kind of test the limit on what's what. And so far, none of it got taken down, none of it got flagged. So I'll continue to build up the channel there. I would have hated to go into it and then I had to maybe remove, because I thought maybe I would have to remove the comic book radio intro to get it onto Rumble, and looks like I don't have to, so I can just leave the episodes intact, which saves me a lot of grief and time and keeps that intro in there, which a lot of people enjoy. So I'll be uploading a lot of those episodes real soon, along with a bunch of episodes that are old Like the first 10 or 15 comic book radio episodes, it's like a totally different type of show in a way. I wasn't really focusing on singular guests and stuff like that. It was a lot of open line stuff. It was a lot of topical stuff. Still good stuff, but different. So I'll be putting those all on Rumble, and we'll see. Yeah, the user interface is bad. It is. Hopefully it gets better. YouTube at 1.2, the user interface was a real clunker. So yeah, and yeah, go for a comic book radio where it has like spaces. It's weird on there because if you look up comic book radio, there's comic book radio and there's no spaces, and there's comic book radio and there's spaces. Comic book radio with no spaces is my user profile or whatever. Comic book radio with spaces is the channel, but you click on either one and you get to the channel still. You know, so it really is, it's a little clumsy there. But I'm hoping it gets better. Apparently, YouTube also stopped before you could port over everything from YouTube in a much easier fashion. And YouTube put an end to that, so you couldn't port stuff over to Rumble. But, you know, so I'll still be, yeah, Bancroft is doing a good job. I followed him on there. And Skibbity, you know, probably. It's just, they're so generalized with it that I was asking for specifics. Can you give me a specific video? Because nothing was coming up that was in violation of copyright or restrictions on the video. So I was like, well, I don't have a lot on there, but let me know a specific video, and then I can make sure I don't do that, doesn't happen again, etc. And they didn't give any specificity about it. So I'm not going to start guessing and saying, oh, maybe it's my intro, maybe it's this, maybe it's that, maybe it's this video, maybe it's the other video. This is the third time. Third time, to me, it's like the universe is telling me something, start listening. YouTube doesn't want me necessarily to be in the situation I'm at. Might as well start considering Rumble at this point. Aloe says that I can private the user profile. Maybe I'll do that then. And then the channel stays public. Is that what it is? Only because I don't want people to get confused between the two. AL says Rumble is still working out the bugs. It has gotten better. Well, it's good to hear. Yeah, I looked maybe like a year ago at Rumble, and it definitely looks better now than it did a year ago. So I can only imagine what it'll probably be like in a year or two from now. Probably be a lot better. Doc says, just followed on Rumble. I try to watch on Rumble instead of YouTube, but a lot of channels I follow aren't on there. Well, much appreciated, Doc. And anybody else that wants to go check out whatever's on Rumble, you know, there'll be some things that I upload that are different on Rumble because it'll be probably allowed. Nothing risque. I don't think I'm going to do anything, you know, super controversial or whatever, even though some people already think I'm very controversial. Whatever that means. But who knows? Maybe I'll find a new audience on Rumble. Maybe, you know, I notice that there's a lot of stuff on Rumble, but there's not a lot of what I'm doing on Rumble. I see Bancroft on there. I see Andy Smith is on there. A couple others are on there as well. Who knows? It's a new frontier. And I'll still be on here. I'll still be building up over here. Like I said, to me, it's more important with the subscribers and the people that are around you guys than any monetization stuff. You know, monetization was just like, oh, that's nice. You know, nice passive income for whatever. But if it's going to be very fickle, you know, I mean, heaven forbid. Wow, I think I'd be losing my mind. Let's say like what came in was like some, you know, $20,000-$30,000 month or something on YouTube. Like, oh wow, all of a sudden I just went viral. Like all my videos are taking off, and now I've got like 60, 70,000 subscribers or something. And then YouTube was like, demonetized. Something, you did something. I would have been like, what on earth? Instead, this is like, wow, that really sucks. But, you know, hey, let's figure something else out. So, find another path forward. Let's see. Comics Life says you should have started with the channel. You should have started with the channel with the "Let's Get Ready to Rumble" clip from wrestling. Bancroft has that. I don't want to steal from him. Bancroft has that. You know that. Comics for Life, right? Well, if you don't, I mean, he's got a good channel. Check out his videos. Bancroft does the "Let's Get Ready to Rumble." You know, yeah. So, you know, it is what it is at this point. But yeah, so I just want to let you guys know what was going on. Again, tomorrow I'll be back to regular scheduled programming. We'll be looking at like a Wizard magazine. I'll have the overhead camera, all that stuff. Was going to do that tonight, but felt like you guys should know what was going on. Just in case you were a member of the channel or anything else, you might have gotten an email about it. And yeah, so that's about it. All right, guys, take it easy. Hope you're doing well. Everyone, I'll see you guys tomorrow night, hopefully. And I'll continue to go and build up the Rumble channel and all that stuff. Oh, John, the last time we talked, you told me off. Do you have, like, the world's shortest memory span? John, we have a history, and you keep on trying to come back. I don't understand it. Just go your way, I'll go mine. You already told me off about that. Said the same thing. So, I don't understand. I don't understand why you keep doing that. I appreciate it. But hey. No, I didn't attack you. You always say that. You always say I attacked you. I just pointed out that no. No. Okay, well, I appreciate it. Alright, Comics for Life. Take it easy. Hope you guys have a great night. And I'll talk to you guys tomorrow night. See you then. Alright, everybody. All the best.